Animation is a complicated film process that requires storyboard artists, background artists, writers, animators, sound designers, composers, voice actors, and well, you get the idea. If you've stuck around at the end of an animated film or TV show, then you've probably seen the list of hundreds of people that worked on that project. So it would be kind of crazy if someone decided to just do all of it themselves, right? Well,
I think I could do this for like a show.
This is Mauricio. You might know him on YouTube as Browntable. He made a fan film about Zootopia, and you might know him like I do, from years of video essays about films and TV shows.
How's it going? Welcome back to Uncommentary, where I talk about what I want to talk about and you can't stop me.
But while he's continued to make video essays, he's also been in the background working on a show called Interstellar Ranger Commence. My name's Josh Taylor, this is Modern Mouse, and today I want to talk about his show, the insane work that's going on at Browntable, and why you might want to start watching.
You shouldn't be here. Just because my dad allowed you access into the academy doesn't mean you should have accepted the offer! And it doesn't give you the right to take my friend's place!
A few years ago, Mauricio started thinking about animating something himself. What came out of that was a show inspired by shows that he'd watched. Along with a fairly small team of mostly voice actors, he set out to create an ambitious project, Interstellar Ranger Commence. It's the story of Hope Griffin, a young woman who's long wanted to join these space rangers. We meet her as she starts her training, and over the course of the first 3 episodes, we learn a bit about her past, who she wants to become, and the characters that are trying to help her get there.
I can keep going.
What?
Let's go again. I can go again.
The show is aiming for a young adult audience. I mean, look at these abs. Attractive, right?
I'm right here. I can hear you.
But the themes in this show about working towards your goals and overcoming adversity should be appealing to almost anyone. And getting a chance to sit down one-on-one with Browntable, I learned how he approaches the show and how it all came together.
With voice actors, that's got to be like a good, 25 people probably.
Because it's completely independent and he's the writer, director, and producer, he can see how audiences are reacting to the show as each new episode drops, and change things on the fly for future episodes. He actually did that for episode 3, where he rewrote the episode, which of course delayed the entire process.
If I had done episode 3, that was the only thing I had to do on its own, probably would have taken 3 months. But because of life and everything else, and having to make other videos, it took half a year.
While I initially imagined this self-running show would have just a handful of episodes and be done, I was told that not only are there more episodes in the works, but the vision is to have seasons of this show. The thing I love about Interstellar Ranger Commence is just how much it feels like a TV show. With only 25 people working on it, there's no reason that this show should look as good as it does. That's a credit to everyone involved for not just treating it as another video to go up on YouTube. Coming from a background of years on YouTube critiquing and analyzing films and TV shows, and especially having a love for animation, you can see how seriously Browntable takes anime and the process of animation.
So for me, the main thing was I want to tell a good story, and if certain things don't align with this is maybe what an anime would do, but I want to do it like this because this is how I would present a story, then I'm going to do it the way I do it.
Something that I also think is really commendable is just how big in scope this story is. And when I asked about, instead of doing it himself, pitching it to a larger company, that wasn't even a thought that crossed his mind. To keep complete control of the story and the animation style, for him, it had to be self-funded and it had to stay independent. And I know for a number of years on YouTube there's been animation. Mostly animatics or just a series of single frames. Creators like Jaden Animation or The Odd Ones Out feel like animated shows specifically made for YouTube. And that's not a knock on them, but there's a quickness to the animation. there's just a lack of things, whether that's sound design or a full voice cast or a lack of movement from the characters. Whatever it is, those videos are fun to watch, but I don't see them existing anywhere outside of YouTube. Again, not trying to put those people down, but I do think it's worth lifting up something like Interstellar Ranger Commence. I mean, in the first episode, just in the first 5 minutes, we meet Hope Griffin, get a full-fledged song intro, see an impressive computer-generated space, and we get to hear the cast, the sound design, and the score all come together.
I'm Hope Griffin, and you are?
I'm Carmen. It's nice to meet you.
And once you get to where commercials would come in, since someone has to pay for the show, you see the bumpers are the school IDs of the students at the academy. The thought process into details like that just don't exist in other YouTube animated videos. This would be impressive if it was done by a huge team of people, but it makes it so much more impressive that just a handful of people are focused on the details and are patient enough with the process that they're striving to tell a good story with great visuals and accompanying sound. I tell you all of this because right now there's only 3 episodes of the show out. If you watch them all back to back, you're going to spend about an hour of your time watching these videos, and then you'll be caught up and ready to go for future episodes. When those come out, I don't know, and you might be watching this video in the future, so more videos might have already come out. The whole thing might be completely done. Regardless of that, I'm going to leave a link to all of the episodes down below, just a long playlist of all of them, and if you're watching this on a TV or somewhere where you can't see the description, just Google Browntable or Interstellar Ranger Commence. I know I typically talk about large, big-budget films from studios like Disney, but I find a lot of charm and entertainment in smaller projects, especially in ones where the studio is much more hands-off and they let creative people be creative people. Or, in this case, there's not a studio with suits at all. It's just creative people making something they want to create. I'll always support creators like Browntable who are willing to put in the time and effort to turn their passions into reality. And I hope you will too. Thanks for watching. Hey, it's Editor Josh here. I'm just finishing up the video. First of all, I wanted to say thanks to Browntable for doing the interview and letting me talk about his show. And also, if you have a show or some kind of independent animation that you'd want me to talk about, leave a comment down below. I would love to watch some new stuff, maybe review it, see what I can get out of it. Also, if you're into animation and you're not subscribed to this channel, subscribe and also click the playlist right here. You can watch a bunch of my videos about animation because I just enjoy that, and I hope you do too. And so just click that. Okay,